Welcome back to the latest episode of the Laura and Becky Show, sponsored by Clubhouse at Meadowhall, Ringwood Hall Hotel and Spa, and Red Brick Estate Agents.
Hello to all our little snowy ferals today. It's a snow day. If you're new here, then you're more than welcome. It may be that you're snowed in and you've got nothing better to do than listen to our podcast. If that's the case, then good. Hello, welcome. We want to say thank you, don't we? A big thank you. Actually, I should just explain that you're not with me.
I am snowed in. No, I'm not really snowed in. I probably could have driven into the studio today, but it was a little bit hit and miss. We didn't know if I'd make it, if I wouldn't make it. So we thought, you know what? Laura could walk to the studio because you live nearby, and I would do the podcast from home, which is why I might sound a little bit echoey and a little bit different today.
Yeah, we'll persevere with it. So big thank you then, because we do have some official little ferals, don't we?
We are very excited about this. So yesterday, I think it was on the podcast, we were telling you how you could subscribe and basically have no ads on the podcast. We have got a load of OGs, like you said, ferals,
little
OG ferals.
I think they're not so basic. You can be a little feral or a not so basic little feral. You can choose which you want to be. And if you've decided to become a little feral, then thank you. That's amazing.
Yes, we know exactly who you are. We've noticed, we've seen all the sort of notifications pinging up saying that you've subscribed. So we absolutely love you, and you will be enjoying this ad-free.
Yeah, very good. So the snow, okay, I feel like snow looks lovely, doesn't it? Like when you open your window and it's a snow day, you're like, oh, look at the snow. It looks so pretty. And then that's it for me. That's it. Other than that, I'm not really fussed. I'm not fussed at all.
I have to say this morning, like you say, so Lil slept in with me last night and we left the blind open a little bit so that we could see it this morning. Looked outside, it was like a winter wonderland. It was all white, it was beautiful, it was all untouched early in the morning. And Lil and I have just been out kind of like, pootle about in the snow for a bit. And I have to say, oh, here she is. Speak of the devil.
Hi, Lils.
And yeah, now I'm kind of thinking like, okay, we've been out in the snow, tick, we've done that. What now? What do we do for the rest of the day?
What do we do? I mean, I have to admit, right, that I've walked here this morning and I saw at least 3 people shoveling snow with an actual snow shovel. And I thought, God, what type of person do you have to be to have a snow shovel? Do you know what I mean?
A very organised person, I think. And I tend to think this is kind of like the older generation, perhaps, because I saw a couple of snow shovelers this morning as well. And it was the older generation. And do you know what? There was one old boy who was doing it right when Lily and I were walking back to the house. And bless him, he'd done a blooming good job, this guy. He was thorough, very thorough.
Was it a big drive?
And he turned... no, he didn't even have a driveway. He was doing it on the pavement. Yeah, which was odd. But he turned to Lily and I, and he literally went, it's no good, is it, this? That's what he said to me.
I mean, what do we do? Do we get like maybe one day of snow a year, if we're lucky, where it's quite thick snow? People that have snow shovels, I'd call them organised. I'd also call them really annoying. Just annoying. You don't need a snow shovel. You don't need one. There's no need for one.
Also, this snow will probably be gone by tomorrow, I'm guessing. So really, it's one day of kind of chaos. And I do like one day, like staying in, watching movies, not being able to take part. I can do it for a day.
Yeah.
But then I get a little bit stir crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I think like... I have to admit that sledging, like you did message me, I've got some sledges in my shed, okay? And I like the idea of sledging. I like the thought of going and sledging. But I know when I'm there, I'll just be miserable. I'll just be like, why am I doing this?
Cold. We'll get wet. And we'll be like, oh, she's for a drink now. Are we going to go sledging though later, in all seriousness?
We could do. I quite like sledging when it's dark. I said this to you yesterday. I do like a bit of late night sledging. Because it's never dark.
I've never done it in dark.
Oh, well, it's never really dark because the moon reflects on the snow and there's no one around, and I quite like that. I can't stand sledging where there's lots of people. There's always that family that are all in their bloody snowsuits, obviously going skiing every year. So, if you're sledging in jeans, it's horrific. It's horrific. It's awful.
Well, listen, I've now promised my child that we are going to go sledging with you this afternoon. you are going to have to get those 2 sledges out and meet us somewhere because she is giddy.
Okay, I'm just trying to think where to go where there won't be children that are going to really annoy me. Also, I don't like adults that sledge.
Oh God, this is not going well, is it?
Don't like
basically,
adults.
Laura wants to know people,
God.
and then she'll go sledging.
There's nothing worse than seeing a dad sledging, is there? It's like, oh, mate. Like, come on.
We need to talk about yesterday as well, because obviously this snow chaos started yesterday, didn't it? So we were at Ringwood Hall Hotel and Spa yesterday. So we fancied having a day in the spa because it would be all cosy. And literally, we had a little coffee beforehand, didn't we, in like the little cafe area. And we were both looking at our phones because we knew we were going to get that text from school saying, guys, parents, school is closing early today. You need to come and collect your children. So we kept watching and we knew the second we got a dress, put them in costumes and got into that spa, we would receive the message.
Well, actually, let's be honest, before we'd even got changed, Becky, we were having a coffee and we got the messages. We hadn't got changed. We were sat drinking our coffee. I got a message from school. School would be closed from midday. It was about 11:15 at this point, wasn't it? Then you got a message and then we were like, now what do we do here? Because we really wanted to go into the spa. I had my daughter going, are you going to come and get me? I was like, no, walk. I'm coming to get you. You were like, well, I don't have to go until like 1:15, was it?
Yeah, well, school did say they would keep them in school if we wanted, but we could collect them from 1:15. So I was like, right, hang on, I've got a good hour in the spa before I have to go and pick her up. So we did go into the spa.
We bloody did, yeah. We got our swimming cozies on, went and found, we had the sun lounges, didn't we? We had the beds to lie on. And then I just kind of thought, I'll just check where my daughter is. I should. And couldn't find her, could I? She'd disappeared on I've got this app that I can track them, both my kids, even though one's 18, I still do it. And couldn't find Rosie. She'd gone off, hasn't she? She had no data.
Yeah.
And
we
then
had a panic in that spa yesterday. Laura was panicking. I was panicking. I was like, should we just go? We can't sit in a spa while Rosie's missing or adrift in the snowstorm somewhere. I thought, we have to go.
Do you know what I thought? I was like, God, if she gets lost in the snow and they're like, well, where were you? Were you at work? I'll be like, that was what I was worried about, actually. I was more worried that people are going to be like, her kid disappeared in the snow. Her kid got buried in snow. She was in spa. So I thought, oh, God.
What a terrible mother. Yeah, she was in sauna. Do you know what, though? Luckily, we can say that the spa is work for us. We do a little bit of work. So we could essentially say that's our office.
Yeah. So anyway, I got quickly changed. And in my mind, I was like, you're panicking over nothing. You could just stay. She's going to be fine. Then I started texting my other daughter going, get hold of Rue. I can't get hold of Rue. I don't know where she is. And then obviously that was it. I was like, she's been bullied. She went to school with her new braces on that day. So I was like, they've buried her in the snow. They've taken her braces out. They've thrown them away. I'm never going to find her again. I mean, literally, I was like, this is it. This is the day my life changes forever. And as I was thinking this, you text me going, have you heard from her? And I was literally...
I was panicking. I was on the way to get my daughter and I was panicking about Rosie. I was picturing all sorts. I wouldn't even say it, but I was picturing all sorts.
Yeah, me too. Anyway, then she just texted me going, oh, hi, yeah, sorry, my data was off. And I was like, and that was it. That was it. I was like, okay, panic over. Great.
They have no idea, though, do they? The panic that you go through as their parent. They're literally, oh, yeah, sorry, just didn't look at my phone. And you're literally like, I've nearly had a heart attack because you were dead.
I've given up the spa to come and find you. I mean, I did think that. I was like, I could still be by a swimming pool at this point, but I'm not anymore. But I thought, it was fine. She's safe.
We were good parents yesterday.
Yes.
We can safely know we were good parents.
Talking about good parents and snow, when you went sledging when you were little, did your parents put your feet in carrier bags before they put them in your wellies?
Yeah. Oh, well, hang on. Before? No, after.
Oh, well, they put carrier bags over your wellies?
Yeah, hang on. Do you mean when you're sledging?
Well, what my mum used to do is she used to just to make us more waterproof, she just wrap us in cling film, carrier bags.
Oh, no.
Yeah. We used to have cling film or carrier bags on our feet, then put our wellies on. And I tell you,
no, we didn't do that.
If I said to my daughter Rosie now, She'd literally just look at me as if I was mad. Whereas back in the day, I'd be like, okay, mummy, I'll put the Tesco carrier bag on my feet. Yes, it'll keep me warm.
So what was it to do to keep your feet dry?
Yeah, I think so. My dad was an engineer and he made us, me and my sister, a sledge, but he put metal on the bottom of it and polished it. Mate, we went fast.
Super quick.
Yeah, we had like...
That's like a turbo sledge, that is, isn't it?
Yeah, we had the best sledge, I have to say. Everyone was like, wow, look at their sledge. We're like, yeah, boy. And I had carrier bags on my feet, so I look well cool.
Yeah. So we were talking about Mystic Meg.
Yes.
Sorry, I thought I'd cut off again then. I thought I'd gone.
You're still here. You're still here. I was like, where's she gone?
I'm still on. So, yes, you know how we were saying yesterday, I think we might have said this off the podcast actually, is that a lot of people were saying, did she predict her own death?
Yeah.
Well, a story has come out. And she did a horoscope yesterday for Leo, which is her sign. And it kind of did, in a way, predict her own death. How freaky is this?
Hang on, what do you mean? So she what? So yesterday there was work from Mystic Meg even though she was dead?
No, so it was obviously the day before she died. No, sorry, it was published on the day of her death. So I don't know when she wrote it, it was published on the day of her death.
Right.
Now, I did a little bit of Googling into Mystic Meg yesterday, and I didn't realise that she had lost the love of her life 40 years ago, and she's never ever remarried or anything since.
Right.
So this was the Leo horoscope, which was published on the day of her death. It can be the most routine of routine journeys that takes you towards your soulmate, and you may not realise this straight away. But the emotional warmth of your chart is a wonderful thing to savour, so don't rush. So basically, she's saying you're going to be going towards your soulmate, but you don't realise it. And that's what happened to her yesterday when she died.
Oh, my God.
I mean, she's the greatest of all time. She's the GOAT, isn't she?
That's giving me goosebumps. That's weird. Oh, my God. Mm-hmm. I wonder if that was the last one she wrote, whether she's written some for next week.
I don't know. Yeah, that'd be weird, wouldn't it? From Beyond the Grave.
Wouldn't it? Well, R.I.P. Mystic Meg. Not that one. God, I'm having an absolute mare today. It's so weird doing this without you here.
I know as well. And now we can't even see each other, can we? Which is even weirder.
Oh my God. Right. So, mate today is something I thought of this morning when I stepped out in my garden to do my chickens this morning. I thought, could you imagine if we were on the radio this morning?
Oh, no, snow day is always the biggest day when you work in radio. It tops Christmas Day. It tops Easter. I mean, maybe not someone really big dying, but it's a big day in radio.
Oh, my God. So usually what happens is first thing in the morning, you'll get a call from your program director or whatever, and you'll have to get in early. And it'll basically be chaos with school closures. You have to announce all the school closures, all the traffic and travel, but people go nuts for it in radio, don't they?
They do. I used to get actual anxiety about doing the travel on a snow day because there are so many roads closed, there's so much chaos. It literally takes you probably a good 5 minutes each time to read it out. And I used to get so nervous because if you get it wrong or you report something that's slightly wrong, they come after you. People go in on you.
In on you. Also, if you announce a school closure and the school's not closed, they'll go in on you too. I mean, I do think over the last few years, it calmed down because obviously schools just text or put it on social media now so that you don't need to listen to the radio really to find out if your school closes. But oh my God, people are brutal.
They are so brutal. The thing is as well, when you go into a radio station, because obviously when it's a snow day, it's quite difficult for you to get in. So I remember trying to get in to do a radio show so many different times, and I was having a nightmare getting in. And I was thinking, what's everyone going to do if I can't get in and tell them about the school closures? They're not going to know.
Oh, mate, they fly you in. It's such an important one. They'll get you in. And then also you do things oh, God, show us your gardens. How deep is the snow where you are? Whoa, show us your thermometer in your car.
Or what area's got the deepest snow? How's it looking over there in Sheffield? What about you guys in Barnsley? Have you got more inches?
Snow, show us your snowman. I hope you got a snow day. Show us pictures of the kids. I mean, it's like gold dust, isn't it? Snow days. Like literally radio presenters are just like snow jizzing everywhere.
Yeah, snow jizzing. I can't believe
there's a snowman. Road closure. School closures. People, they go nuts for it.
It's literally perfect, though, isn't it? Because you don't have to think of anything to talk about because you just talk about the snow all day.
You just
snow.
They'll be loving it today, won't they? Loving it.
Yeah. We should. We don't really listen to the radio anymore, do we? But we should pop it on today just to hear the snow updates.
I bet you, and I would bet 500 quid that if you go on to any radio station's social media today, there will be some form of question about either how cold it is, show us the snow where you are. I bet you any money.
Oh, 100%. Do you know what? I'm going to listen today just to find out.
See what they're all up to. Right, I don't know what's going on today. These buttons are all gone nuts. So we're going to say goodbye. We're going to be hopefully back Monday as normal.
Yes, and listen, love, I will see you for sledging later because my daughter is counting on it, okay?
Right, I'll get the sledges out of the shed then. That's fine.
Yeah, get those bags under your wellies as well, love.
Okay.
Like you used to.
See you later.